Hello, everyone. Oh, wait, let me make sure I've got this closed. Make sure I've got everything closed. Because I found that I was having audio issues, but I think it should be okay. Hello, everybody. Oh, Sarah's here.
Hello.
It's always a good day when Sarah's here. But anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to the daily political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you. I am here 365 days of the year to take your political questions. So just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange, gross before expenses, the bigger number, goes to Feeding America, feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. And by the way, I do not get a tax break from that. Just letting you know, I just do the thing. I just want to make that clear to people. Anyway. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down the description box. All the questions are listed out there. I timestamp them as I go, although Sarah says she's going to help me today. And yeah. And like I said, I'm here 365 days of the year, and the days that Sarah's here, I'm obviously so happy. And yes, we are matchy-matchy. We are a little matchy-matchy. A little bit. Anyway. Oh, Ricky says, and the star of the show, the inspiration behind Jimi Hendrix playing the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock in '69, Boo Boo Zen Kitty, who has decided he doesn't want to sleep in his two beds. He wants to be in that blanket on that chair, and then I cover him up.
We've had the cats are just furry toddlers discussion many times. Yes. And Lucky Girl, your idea about the astrological chart for amendments, I grabbed that and set it aside so it did not get lost in the ether. Very good idea.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. So today.
Okay, now, first of all, we have I'm using the Housewives deck because, boy, we're very pro women here today because of some of the stuff that's in the news. Mm-hmm. But first of all, Sarah had a morning.
Y'all. So, my husband is an audio engineer, and he mixes all kinds of audio things, commercials, voiceovers, all that kind of stuff. So my office is out here. His office is in the house. So this morning I'm getting up and I can hear the messages that he's mixing. It's normal. Somewhere in anywhere USA, there is a nursing home that is going to be doing a week of themes, of time things, like they're going to have a Roaring 20s Day and a Fabulous 50s Day and a something 70s Day and a groovy 90s Day. First off, the only groovy thing about the 90s was the Austin Powers movie that we're talking about the 60s, for one. For two, how many people that grew up in the 90s or were born in the 90s are in nursing homes at the moment? We're not that old. I got righteously indignant. And then I was looking at the news, and I'll be the first to admit, when I get righteously indignant, have you ever, my Southern comes out? Have you seen the movie, the one, the Steel Magnolias? Thank you. Brain, words, poof. So I kind of go a little Weezer when I get mad, and I have lots of opinions about people, and I talk smack. When, my road rage, I won't cut somebody off, but I will bless their hearts to death while I'm driving down the road. And I will have opinions with a capital O. Okay. And so I've got this going while I'm trying to get up and get moving.
Now, if I can interject here, the 90s, I would think like the grungy 90s.
Yeah, but you might want but even like the rad 90s or something.
Extreme, because it was Pluto in Sagittarius, so it was all Jupiter extreme, mega, you know. But no, it should be. I would be excited about the grungy 90s because I'd be like, oh, good, I'll be comfortable.
Right.
Just put on some really dark lipstick and you know.
So I was already righteously indignant about that, and was righteously indignant about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
And I decided that's why I messaged you, and I was like, I'm just going to come on today. I'm going to share my yes, Velda, the 90s for senior living.
Yeah.
I'm not that old.
You know, I mean, I'm 10 years older than you are. And so I'm a little baffled by how the 90s would have made it in there. But
neither one of us are that old.
No, with the 90s, the other thing, I'd be comfortable, except for those platform shoes. I didn't wear platform shoes in the 90s, and I'm not, but I know you were a fan.
See, yeah, I was, at one point in time, I could run faster in my foam platforms than I could in tennis shoes. Just take off. I'm not running much anywhere these days at the moment.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you, Mara.
So,
oh my gosh.
It's been.
Eliza says Madonna's decade. That would be the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Madonna was the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then wasn't there you told me something about there was a kid?
Oh, yes. I said it's bad enough. Okay. So I have a condition, and this is what it's public knowledge. I have a condition called lipedema. Okay. So it messes with my legs and whatnot. Thank you. It messes with my legs and my arms and whatever, and I swell like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, whatever. But it's neither here nor there. Okay. So this last weekend, for those who chill out with us in the afternoons on the streams, no, I was not available this last weekend. Well, I had a family funeral to go to, my mom's first cousin up in Arkansas. Okay, so we drive up there. I haven't seen these people in a million years. Okay. So I've got a cane, which really just I think it's the cane thing that has irritated me the most about this groovy 90s thing, because I'm like, so I have a cane, and I have a cane that I purposely bought, said cane that's got the little seat that just pops out, right? Like if you need it, like if you're walking and you need to sit, you just pop it down and you can sit. I would also like to note that I'm not speaking to you right now. This is a specter. I am a ghost because I was killed this last weekend at a cemetery. I'm speaking to you from the beginning. I was murdered by words by a 6-year-old. Let me explain. So I'm sitting there. I've got my little cane, and I walk up because, there's a lot of family, and they only got 2 little rows of the fold-out chairs under the little tent thing. But I walk up, and they're like, "No, we got your seat." So I hobble along because it's uneven. We're in Arkansas. There's hills. It's in the country, whatever. So I get sat down, and then in front of us, the rows butt up to this big headstone, and there's my cousin's youngest daughter. I have not seen my cousin since I was 10. I certainly haven't met his daughter. His daughter's name is Maya. So Maya's sitting on the little headstone.
How old is she?
She's like 6. She's itsy, and she's tiny for her age too. So she's itsy. She's a Spitfire though. We do that in our family. So we're sitting there, and I've got my little stick that's got my little seat on it. And she goes, And now her grandmother, my cousin's now widow, who I'm not blood related to, also has this condition. Okay. So she looks at me, Maya looks at me, she goes, your stick's different from Mimi's, meaning Kane. All right. And I'm like, oh, it's like, yeah, so mine's got a little seat on it. So if I'm walking and I get tired, I just pop it out and sit on it like a chair. Isn't that cool? Of course. And she's sick. She's like, no. Okay. And so she's in there and she says, that seat's a little small. And I'm like, here we go. Okay. And she says, don't you think that they might, did they make ones with like bigger like seats for like, you people? And she kind of, I have ceased to be. I was murdered in the middle of Murdered by Words in a graveyard by a 6-year-old. I said, really, ma'am? This is what we're going to do? And she's like, well, I was just asking. And I was talking to her daddy later. And I love this. Okay, I love this. So here's the thing. While our family, the older generations of our family, were very, very strict. Children were seen and not heard and whatnot. So it's very refreshing that she's allowed to have an opinion and she feels comfortable enough to express it. Okay. So I'm not tripping on this. And as I'm leaving, I'm telling my cousin, I was like, hey, I didn't tell him what all she said because I didn't want her to get in trouble. But I was like, Maya is my favorite. And he's like, oh, yeah. I said, I adore the fact that she's, allowed to talk. Because if she had been around during our generation while our grandfathers were alive, they'd have squashed that little light out. Like, he's like, oh, I know. He said, every time I walk into her school, the lady at the front desk tells me when Maya Grace gets older, she's either going to run the world or the prison. We just don't know which.
Maya Grace is going to run the world or the prison.
We have no clue which. And I love this. I love her. I almost took out an old lady who pinched her to get her to stop and be still. I was like, I didn't, because I ain't been around these folks in a while. But I was like, we don't do that. No. So, yes. So you were speaking to an apparition. Because like the parrot, I have ceased to be.
Oh my gosh.
Because, 90s day.
Well, you had a good run.
Yeah, at the nursing home. Yes, I had a good run. Me with my 2 tiny seat. Yes. And then Marge being Marge. And I'm just like, oh no, we are not doing this.
Oh, I don't think people know what you're talking about.
Oh, we're going to get there.
Why don't we start there?
No, actually, it's not in there. It's not in there.
Oh, no. That needs to go in there.
Okay. So
MTG, a.k.a. Battle Axe. And if you think it's crude or rude of me to call her that, she has a podcast. It's like Battlefield or something. Because that's what you do as a politician. Battlefield.
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah.
She's not that Benatar. We are not love as a battle feeling up in here. No.
Whoa. We are strong.
They say, I'm not young anymore. Apparently, I need to be in a nursing home.
Boy.
Okay.
Battleground. That's it, Betty. Betty Cantrell. Battleground. Thank you.
Okay, so at 14, no, actually, we started talking about her at 13:45. So at 13:45, MTG believes that step parents aren't real parents, projecting much. So step parents, she doesn't believe that a stepmother is a real mother.
Let me show it. Is there a...
Yes.
Let me find the...
You sent me that link, and I'm going to put the link in the description box. But yes, she doesn't think that they should, that I want to preface this by saying that I was extremely close with my stepmother. Like, my stepmother was the first person who chose me when she didn't have to. So, my stepmother, it was just, she passed away of cancer a few years ago, and she was salt of the earth. Like, she was one of the best people that you would ever meet. And so I take issue with Marge and her opinions, because just this is a PG. This is a PG. Okay. So remind myself, PG, 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 PG. So just because her actions with others could preclude her children having a stepmother at some point, does not give her the right to besmirch. Oh no, are there bad stepmothers? Yes, I also had bad stepmothers. Yes.
I just want to back up for just 1 second to explain the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But please don't think I'm interrupting you, because yeah. Okay, so MTG Battle Axe. Okay, she made the comments during a House of Representatives subcommittee hearing on COVID-19. Randy Weingarten, president of the 1.7 million member American Federation of Teachers, was there to testify about school closings during the pandemic. Queen questioned whether she was a doctor or a biological mother. She said during the panel, "You need to admit that you're just a political activist, not a teacher, not a mother, and not a medical doctor." She destroyed our children's education with her unscientific guidelines to the CDC that forced our kids to stay home. She is she herself is a stepmother. When Marjorie Taylor Greene says that adopted parents or parents through marriage aren't real parents, you will be sure I will object.
Are you a mother?
I am a mother by marriage.
By marriage, I see.
And my wife is here with me, so I'm really glad that she's here. Rabbi Sharon Klein.
Ms. Weingarten, I reclaim my time. I didn't ask you a question.
Sorry.
What I'd like to talk about is your recommendations to the CDC as not a medical doctor, not a biological mother, and really not a teacher either. You had no business advising the CDC what the medical guidelines were for school closures, because now we have a nation of school children who have suffered because of it. The problem is people like you need to admit that you're just a political activist, not a teacher, not a mother, and not a medical doctor.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. I just want to make note that the decorum of the attacks on the witness were unacceptable, that the gentlelady from Georgia just did. And so it'd be nice if we didn't attack the witnesses, particularly when making a decision about whether or not she's a mother. You are a mother. Thank you for being a great parent. Thank you.
Darn
Point
right.
of order is recognized, Mr. Garcia.
Long walk off a short pier.
Battle Axe. Her own kids. Her husband is going to remarry.
Yes, and they're going to have a stepmother.
Mm-hmm. And she herself is, well, now she's dating that right-wing journalist, but they're not real parents. And and Sarah will not give herself credit for this, but Sarah has 3 biological children and took on 3 foster kids.
When my stepmother passed away, the children that she was raising that weren't biologically hers either, that were my cousins, I took them on because they're family, because you love them. Because if you take a child into your home and take that role on, you do what you have to do and you treat them no different. There's a special place for that woman, a special place.
Yes, there is.
So how much of this is political grandstanding and how much of this is her knowing she's going to have a step counterpart?
Oh, this might just be her being all mad.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, she's the one who took her little gym rat self and decided to hop with anything that she could and hopefully didn't catch nothing Ajax wouldn't wash off. And so here we are. I'm sorry. I'm
it's
sorry.
fine. It's fine. No,
I made much worse comments about this to my husband.
No. That's clean.
Like,
that's clean. That's what I love about you. You will go there and yeah. Card for the reading. Truth. Sword of truth. We're laying down truth here. So, 8 of Cups, Hanged Man, King of Cups, 5 of Swords, and Strength. The Sword of Truth is the card I got for the reading. But right beneath it is the Knight of Cups, which is someone actively trying to woo a lady. See? In the background. And here I've got the King of Cups right in the middle, which is her ex-husband and his new girlfriend. I believe he has a girlfriend, doesn't he?
Good for him. Good for him. Not that he's blameless. You can't be married to somebody like her for as long as he was and not be kind of a bad person anyway, because like attracts like. But I hope that they all find peace and happiness at some point.
Okay, you have to understand, I really despise this woman.
I do too.
Deeply. So I'm going to say something really mean.
Good.
Maybe he is a bad person because that's the effect a Horcrux will have on you.
Well, there you go.
8 of Cups, there's a whole lot of emotional manipulation and garbage that was going on there. She just... Alexis Craig, shots fired. This is what she did to him. Just and here's him down in his cups. This is insult to injury, and then strength. And this insult to injury in this deck is a dress being cut out, a new dress. So, unhappy man, new dress, strength. And with her, fuego, because that's how she is. That's a really good question.
Which one?
Thank you. That was a really good question. Let me see. Shots fired. What is... Somebody was asking, why is she like this? Something like that. What was that question?
Doug says, I want to know what made her such a horrible person.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Okay, let me grab that.
What made her such a horrible person? Because we've all known people who they don't conform to a specific
Right.
gender role. I don't have a
Right.
problem with that. She works out. She has a lot of traditionally masculine qualities. I don't care.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because there are plenty of people we've met who are even more so, or very gender fluid, very completely gender fluid, or trans or what have you. They're great people.
Right.
They've had to deal with society's garbage. They will stand up for victims. They are good people down to their toes. But Ricky says, I just rewind that saying, that was mean, and I'm proud of you and Sarah.
Oh, but no, like before my legs got to where I'm limited in certain activities, like I would do all the outside stuff and my husband would clean and cook because that's what he loves to do. And I love mowing and planting and doing all and building the shelves and doing the things because so it has nothing to do with that. It's just she's just so awful.
I've got to really wonder how much you should chip off the old block.
Yeah.
And what this I mean, I have wonderful parents whom I love deeply, deeply. But they had an idea that their children were their girls were going to grow up and be strong and stand up for themselves and all of this kind of thing. So, back in the Reagan era, I would get into trouble if I didn't stand up for myself. And that wasn't them being bad parents. It's just they were trying to help me.
Yeah. This
kind of feels the same, only not so much trying to help, just no coping skills, no. And this is a decision here. She has a decision about it. She doesn't have to be this way.
No. She chose it.
She chose this. That right in the middle. That's the decision card. So this is the kind of this is what she came from, and then this is being something of a chip off the old block. And the card for the reading is the World, so it's everything. But ultimately, this is her choice. In my extended family, there was a particular person who was incredibly physically abusive. And that person had a son and 2 daughters. The son grew up and said, I'm not doing any of that. That's not happening. Had children, raised children, did not hit them, did not abuse them, was horrified by all of that. One of the sweetest human beings you'll ever meet in your life. You choose. And she is chosen.
Yes.
Rose Blue says, how do you choose to be horrible? Well, that's kind of the other thing, is she's been allowed to. Society has let her. Because the other thing you have to remember is I don't know if she always had money, but she has money. And I don't think she lives in the most progressive, grew up in the most progressive areas in the first place.
No.
10 of Cups, Hermit, and Fool. This is living in a bubble. This is I need to look at her chart again to see if there's some hedonism. But this is, I do what I want. I have a good time in my bubble. And then I go out of my bubble into the world, and I can still do whatever I want because nobody stopped her.
Well, it's like if you look at traditional Southern stereotypes for women, like I was talking about, the Weezer character from Steel Magnolias. Okay. For anybody who's familiar with the movie, she's brash and can be considered very rude, but it's because she cares about people. She has her circle of friends and she cares about people, but because of the societal thing that she's grown up with, she's had to make herself loud to not be stomped. And so
Right.
that's how she,
Right.
this isn't that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, and because I've actually met the woman that character was based off of. And
Really?
she, yes.
Aw.
And they're not far from, they weren't far from the mark. I mean, I've seen her leave a 25-cent tip. They weren't far from the mark, but, and this was in 2002. So, but Marge is just mean, not in that just oldie mean product of the generation. Marge is mean because she thinks it's getting her attention, and it is. But she's mean because she wants to be mean.
Yeah, she is a sadist. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That is my opinion. She absolutely gets a dopamine, an endorphin rush, belittling other people. And that's she gets off on it. And I don't mean in some weird intimate way. I mean you get dopamine and you get endorphins from various activities. And for her, that's what and it got her power. It got her, she wasn't stomped, but she just kept going and going and going because it gave her power and nobody stopped her. And it made her feel more and more powerful. So, yeah, she's heinous. Will she be held accountable? Sheila Stewart is asking.
Well, let's look at it.
Oh, Lola Bell has some interesting astrology. MTG has the asteroid Bacchus conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter expands, empowers big. Think Jupiter. By Jove, big. Bacchus, the asteroid, is named that energy. Bacchus, the hedonist, the hedonist. So wow. Alexander Bellino says the dopamine makes so much sense. Oh wow. Yeah, and then she says she's a Christian. Sorry, who was that? I want to give you guys credit. No, stop. Wait, stop. It's just, that was weird. It just started going. I must have clicked something I didn't mean to.
It was Evelyn who was talking about how.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh wow, Lola Best with the noon birth time. She has Dionysus conjunct the moon in Leo. Dionysus again conjunct the moon, emotional needs and actions in Leo, the royal, the queen. Ricky says, "Where's Olympia Dukakis when you need her?" Okay, so what's how will she be held accountable? Tug Dotson, I've never heard it said that way. That's interesting. I'm not Christian though, so I don't feel like I can repeat it. But
and Douglas, you've got it. Yeah, she had been hardened by life, but she was still kind. Yes, deep down, yes. But this is the
sense I'm getting is, go ahead, run your mouth. Keep going. You're just alienating people. She really is alienating her voters. 8 of Wands. She's just letting it fly. Every damage, far right, and all the time. Queen of Swords. Yeah, she's just being vicious for the fun of it as a legislator. Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, because she also has money and can get away with a lot. She has a staff now. Did you see the video? This is a while ago, but did you see the video? She was going into someone's campaign headquarters to berate that person. And there was a video of her and her staff coming up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I think all the other people were men.
Of course.
And I want to say this was a woman candidate.
Of course. Let's
But
go intimidate the female. Yes.
But as she was walking in, she had her head down, like she was thinking through like what she was going to say, and she was walking toward the door, like the way it was like she was moving, like, you know, I'm gonna go put her in her place. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bullies. Ace of Cups. Two of Swords. Page of Wands again. What's going to help is she is hurting the Republican Party. And the more she hurts the Republican Party, and they all hurt the Republican Party, the better Democrats do. But she's a bully.
Mm-hmm.
The other picture? Yeah. Just take his head off. Queen of Pentacles. I have money, therefore you little people can just sit wherever. This is a rise of democratic power. This is her she chooses. She's choosing every time she walks in the room. Even other Republicans apparently are starting to roll their eyes or be like, oh. When every time she walks into a committee. And she'll do that too. She won't be there the whole time. She'll go in, she will do her, get her video, and then she'll get up and leave.
Of course.
And this is a Page of Wands. This is a child. This isn't even a Queen of Wands, because Trump is the King of Wands. Mm-hmm. The Wands are the far right. And this is a page. This is a child. And she makes this decision to be a bully every day. And it just raises Democrats. Just keep running your mouth. Go ahead. Keep running your mouth.
I will say this because of I've met her type of people before. I don't know what her relationship with her children. I don't know what it's like. She has boys, doesn't she?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Lord help her future daughters-in-law if her boys don't stand up and put a barrier on that. Because she seems like she would be the mother-in-law from hell. So I would not. I wouldn't let my kids marry. No.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've given her enough psychic energy for this morning, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go talk about somebody else. Go ahead.
True, but I just want to throw in, I think we needed to talk about her, and not to give her energy, but to stand up against that bullying, to stand up and say no. And if you out there, if you are caring for anybody, anything, if you have taken on animals, if you have foster children, if you've adopted children, if you've had biological children, if you've whoever you are spending your time, your energy, your money to nurture, if you're a teacher and you are spending all of this time and your limited life energy and time and money to nurture others, bless you.
Absolutely.
Bless you.
Okay. All right. So let's have a giggle. I think we need a giggle. Yes.
Okay.
At 39:30. Valerie and Fenzenberger and Foxy Roxy were all talking about this morning. So Trump's rally venues seem to be getting smaller and smaller. Is it due to wanting to have a fuller aesthetic, or is it because he's broke? Because some of these latest venues only, I think somebody from Midas Touch was reporting that they only hold the ballrooms only hold like 750 people. And so on camera, it looks like a full venue. Well, yeah, you can only get this many. You could have fit more people in Mrs. Astor's ballroom. Now I'm dating myself with that random trivia. In the Gilded Age, Mrs. Astor. Yeah.
I've been to weddings bigger than that.
Yeah. So, is it because of the wanting the fuller aesthetic, or is it because he really can only get a conference room at the DoubleTree at this point? Is that all we've got?
Or is it a lack of funds? Or is it not as many people will come to his rallies? He can't get enough people to come to his rallies. Or is it he can't afford to have the rallies where he wants them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hal Sparks was talking about Trump. See, I don't have veneers. But Hal Sparks has been in Hollywood. He's lived in veneer land. And he's the one who keeps pointing out that Trump, he gets his veneers replaced like every 18 months, which isn't a normal thing. But that's what happens when you don't brush your teeth. And you don't take care of your mouth. He just gets his veneers replaced.
That's nasty.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even. I've noticed his teeth change color drastically, which I thought was odd. I was like, "Is it bad? Is it lighting? Is it what?" But no, apparently, according to Hal, who knows all about how the veneer thing works in Hollywood. All right, sun card.
That is the absolute first thing. Now, I drink a ton of coffee, and I used to smoke back in the day. So unless I just pay a lot of money, I'm not going to have
How long has it been since you smoked?
Over 10 years.
Yes.
So, yes.
Well done.
So thank you. But so unless I do veneers or an extensive whatever, I'm never going to have like white branding. That's okay though. But the very first thing I have to do when I wake up in the morning, the very first thing I have to do is brush my teeth. As soon as my feet hit the floor, I have got to brush my teeth. I cannot hop in the shower without brushing my teeth first, because how can you be clean but your mouth's still hot?
Yeah. Yeah. The dentist always asks me, it's like, well, it looks like you brush your teeth. And it's like, looks like you floss, you must floss several times a week. It's like every single day. There's not a 24-hour period on the face of this earth that goes by where I do not floss my teeth. And then after that, I brush them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if people have, they grew up in places where they didn't get the nutrition they needed, or there was stuff in the water, or there wasn't fluoride in the water they needed, or whatever, that's not your fault.
No,
but this is a choice.
Yeah, he's just being nasty. That's just nasty.
All right. It's kind of hard to see these cards today. I'm going to make myself big just this once.
Good job, Doug. Doug quit smoking in August 23rd of 2022. Good job, dear.
Well done. All right. 7 of Pentacles, fruits of labor. Trump taking action. This is America. This is 4 of Wands. He does still have people coming who are willing to come. Knight of Wands. But the number of people who are willing to, this is the bulk of America, and they're in the middle, and they're not a part of that. And this is the only major arcana there. Well, other than the sun. The card for the reading is the sun, which is very apparent that he has the people he gained before. He's not gaining new people.
No, quite the opposite. Attrition is a thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And this is the actions he's taken, but these are people who are already familiar and are devout, but it's very apparent how weak he is with every one of these little itsy bitsy rallies, little mini rallies.
Yeah.
Where he stands there and spouts hatred and hateful things. And
Okay. Well,
Alexander Bellina says, I live in New Hampshire. He was in the next town over. I felt a shift in the force. That's awesome.
I love that. At 45:45. Velda asks, Jack Smith's grand jury deposed Mike Pence for 5 hours yesterday. Are we close to Jack Smith making referrals to Garland? So, and I know you've read on this off and on the last couple of days, but I thought it would be good for us to talk about it.
Okay. When Jack Smith is done with with these investigations, he goes on to do something else. He's not going to be special counsel forever.
Right.
And what I'm getting a mental image of is like when you're moving out of a house and you've got the big furniture out, but you still have some boxes. You still have some cleaning to do. There's still stuff you need to get out of the drawers in the kitchen, some extra things. And so I've got a mental image of, funny, the mental image I'm getting just for the heck of it. If anybody of you have watched the YouTube channel Curiosity Incorporated, the guy up in Canada who runs a secondhand shop, antique shop, and he's bought hoarder houses and cleaned them up and that sort of thing. And there was one who was a musician, actually. There was this big, beautiful grand piano in her living room, but it was covered over and what have you. But anyway, I'm getting a mental image of that living room, but the piano's gone and the furniture's gone, but there's still some boxes, a couple of boxes piled up, a couple things here, a couple things there. And that's the mental image I'm getting for this. So let me see what the cards have to say. But it's I mean,
he's sorting through. He's getting everything in the U-Haul to deliver to Garland. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's got the big stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the lighting today. Do this. Ace of Pentacles. Well, that would be an initiation for taking action, a thing, a big thing, like
right,
charging a Republican, something like that.
Okay.
Magician. Magician, 5 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. I know I don't have that 5 of Swords card here where they're cutting out the dress pattern, but it feels like this is all stitched together. Where he stood up, Major Arcana, doing what needs to be done. I'll often get magicians for lawyers or prosecutors or individuals who are really standing up. This is disappointment, and he's extremely unhappy these people did this in his country. He's been in The Hague. He's dealt with these rotten people, these rotten kinds of people from around the world. But to come back here and have to do this here. But here's the plan. Sorry, you were going to say?
No, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you check your sound? Azalea says it's a little, oh, never mind. She says it's better now. Never mind. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, it was wobbly for a second.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. So he's very disappointed here. This was the plan, and the Republicans who took part in it, and there's some stirring up of the far right down here as people are going to start throwing each other under the bus. But this, I don't know, it just feels like it's all stitched together. But it's not completely finished. But it's that 10 of Pentacles is everything's lined up just so.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and it's also good, and this is not towards anybody. This is myself included. It's good to remind ourselves sometimes that Smith is here to do a job, but it's not his job to prosecute anybody. It's his job to get everything together that could be used towards a prosecution and make recommendations to Garland, and then it's up to Garland what Garland's going to do.
Yeah,
I mean, Smith doesn't get to bippity boppity boo Trump into shackles, unfortunately. So,
what was I just talking about?
Mm-hmm.
5 of Swords, and what's right behind this? Emperor. That's the card for the reading. And then this is gathering evidence. Gathering evidence. Knight of Pentacles. So all of the actions taken by these Republicans. And then he is going to partnership. Hand it over to Garland.
Mm-hmm.
So there aren't any hiccups in the forward momentum.
Good.
So.
All right. Well, I have one more Smith question from CC Ryder at 5155. How does Jack Smith feel about the information Pence provided in his testimony?
Okay. Kelly B says, I'd like to bippity boppity boo Trump into some shackles. And Ricky said, shackles, I'll settle for a parking ticket.
Right. At this point, jaywalking. We'll take whatever.
Yeah. And Azalea, I agree. I hope he waits until Mercury goes direct. Oh, yeah.
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
Or at least Garland does.
Right.
Which would make sense, because even once Smith hands things over, Garland's going to have to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
So, how does Smith feel about Pence's test?
Whatever Pence, whatever he learned from Pence.
To say that Smith is unimpressed with all of these people is an understatement. 9 of Cups. That's all. That's everything lined up. This was the in the Rider-Waite card. This is the guy sitting here with a table with all the goblets in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like that would be a committee. Or I get it for the Supreme Court sometimes because there are 9 of them, 9 cups in a row,
right? Mm-hmm.
And or a grand jury. So I think that's what that is. 5 of Wands, Lovers, 3 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Judgment. The far right was definitely spun up. Those who were swilling the covfefe. In the center, this 3 of Wands, this is usually... Actually, I'm getting this particular deck. This is her. Normally, this is a waiting for your ship to come in, but this feels like a cleaning up. Like he didn't say anything that... He didn't really say anything they didn't already know.
Right.
This is just tied. It's already pretty clean. I mean,
it's confirmation and whatnot. Yeah.
She's not surrounded by, a horde. She's just cleaning up. Then we have this Knight of Swords, which is aggressive law enforcement and judgment. So this was cleaning up, confirmation, and then he's going to act. So yeah, I think we're getting towards the end ish.
Yay. So. Okay. So let's see here at 5450. Zelda was asking, so a little bit of background real quick. For those who are not aware, Eric Swalwell is suing Trump.
Is that still going on?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
So Velda was asking if Swalwell will prevail. But it is a civil suit that Trump has filed a motion to dismiss. And it's just been like, sorry, Charlie, you're stuck here. But it Swalwell v. Trump, the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, considered whether former President Trump is entitled to absolute presidential immunity from damages liability for allegedly inciting a riot at the Capitol.
That's happening right now? I thought Trump already tried to get it dismissed and the judge was like, no.
Hang on. No, the judge did say no. So it's still going forward to see what kind of monetary whatnot he could be, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check on that. Keep talking.
Sure. You know what? While I'm here,
Yes.
as I'm doing this, Swalwell, I, for the longest time, was getting that I think he's going to be president one day. I just want to double. I'm going to see what the cards say.
Oh, please do. That is definitely something to check on.
5630, if you wouldn't mind. Or I can make a note. I can get a
Sure.
pen.
No, I've got it. 5630.
Thank you. President Swalwell. When he ran this, this last time, I basically what I was getting was it's too early.
Mm-hmm.
See if the cards have changed any. CC Ryder says DOJ official letter appointing Jack Smith. SC, special counsel, is authorized to prosecute federal crimes arising from investigation of these matters. Special counsel is also authorized to refer prosecutions to U.S. attorney.
So he could choose to prosecute if he wants to. Okay, thank you, CC Ryder.
CC Ryder has got the best information
On it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
All the legal details. She is on it.
Mm-hmm. So President Swalwell, how we looking?
Slow your roll. We gotta wait.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's going to try running. He's going to, like, the third time he tries running or fourth time he tries running, because this is a decision and, like, let's try again.
Mm-hmm.
This Seven of Cups, there's, I think for a while there's too many other people in the field. And then there's this Two of Wands, which is him being attacked. And could someone please take these people like Marjorie Trader, who are saying that Swalwell had an affair with a Chinese spy, which she has absolutely no proof of. Please, Swalwell, take her to court. Say defamation.
Mm-hmm.
Defamation. Prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting there saying everyone knows it. No.
No, we don't know it. Mm-hmm.
So he's got to do something about that. But it ends with an Emperor card.
Okay.
But it's
okay
down the line.
And that's okay. Because that might mean that he might not be ready for it right now. So
he seems like a good guy. So
yes. Velda, I'm going to ask you tomorrow if you could drop some links towards that, and we will revisit that question about Swalwell and Trump tomorrow if you've got some backup, because I'm not saying what you're saying. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I can't find it in the limited time that we have right now. So if you could just drop me some links, we will be happy to look at this again.
Yes.
So, but thank you, because it's good to check out on Swalwell because he's a good dude. And it's sort of like an energy cleanser type thing. So,
Oh my gosh,
yes.
it's so much better.
So, thank you for asking about Swalwell.
Yes.
All right. So now that I've cleansed your energy, sorry, honey. Peter Navarro.
Yes.
At 1 hour, even 20 and 30 seconds. Into uniform, I love that name. Asks, does Peter Navarro have a pocket pardon? Okay, now hang on. Hang on before. Okay. I grabbed this question for a reason. Does Peter Navarro have a pocket pardon? Maybe that's why he doesn't seem to have concerns about talking. Okay. I am of the opinion there's no such thing as a pocket pardon. But the question to me is, that's why I threw this in here. Does Peter believe he has a pocket pardon? Does Peter believe that there is some magical tangerine dust that has been sprinkled that is going to snatch him from the bowels of responsibility? Because he doesn't. You can't have a pocket pardon. And there's been plenty of people who have talked about this. But does he believe so? Is he clapping his hands and instead of Tinkerbell, you've got Trump sprinkling tangerine dust or whatever, like Cheeto dust? Does he think that this is
Tang powder?
So it's because it's not. We're past reality with these people. Reality? What's that?
Well,
but
no, go ahead.
Oh no, but it's what he thinks. It's all about perception, and so his perception of reality.
Betty Cantrell's asking, "What the heck is a pocket pardon?"
That was something that was thrown around when Trump first left office, that Trump could write. It's the same thing as like a blanket pardon, a sealed blanket pardon that whenever they did this little piece of paper, it's like a get out of jail free card. But it doesn't exist. You can't have a blanket, put it in your pocket pardon, well, yeah, I did all this, but look, I'm a good boy. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Well, Navarro, what the cards are saying.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying that he believes that he can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's going to find out. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the microphone. Oh, he's going to find out.
Are we in Fafu land? Fudge around and find out. Are we in Fafu land?
That's what the cards are saying.
Fafu land.
Matter of fact, the Wheel of Fortune is sitting. And you guys know how I like to spread out the major arcana so they're not all clumped together. But the Wheel of Fortune is sitting on top of the World card and the Hangman, as in you're done. You're so done. End of the. This is the changing your fortunes. World is end of book, end of story, end of the old way of living. And Hanged Man is being metaphorically strung up by your heels. Okay, the cards here starts out with the Star, because he thinks he's so great. And this Five of Pentacles. What do you mean? Well, then we should have the Green Bay sweep. This is things coming to light. Coming to light. You jerk, you went on Ari Melber and ran your mouth. That's things coming to light.
Because he believes he can say whatever he wants.
Yes.
And he's writing checks that his butt cannot cash.
Yes. Queen of Wands. This is, I talked to my friend. I don't know anybody who thinks Trump was that Biden legitimately won. I don't know anybody who doesn't think that I can do whatever I want. And guess what, dude? You're going to find out. Because this is a lack of. This is your arguments, your actions. miser lack of mess around, find out. Star. Now I've got 5 major arcana to spread out through my deck. Joyce Matthews says he was crying he would have to use his retirement money for his lawyers.
Oh, you know who doesn't have to do that? People who didn't break the law.
Yeah, funny, strange. Yeah, I've often mentioned it's like I don't see anybody. I don't see law enforcement breaking into my house. I don't even have anything in the mail from them. Yeah, don't break the law.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're done with we've talked about MTG, we've talked about Trump. Let's go to Florida.
Okay.
Okay. So Cup of Joe 140 had a question that I guffawed. I'm so glad that I was not drinking my coffee at the time, because bad things would have happened. Because just the mental image of this. Will Disney align with Trump to squash DeSantis? We are really going to the enemy of my enemy is my friend territory here. Now, will Disney financially back Trump? I am going to say no. I will say, though, that I could almost, and I'm not a betting woman, but I wouldn't bet money because I tend not to do that. I've got Reese's peanut butter cups over here that I am looking forward to later.
Yeah.
I would bet one of those really good peanut butter cups that somebody from Team Trump has reached out to Disney for a proposed alliance, thinking that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, yes, no, Renee, Disney does not need Trump, but boy, does Trump need Disney.
Oh, yeah. Also, I just want to throw in Dr. Nancy. Yes, Ari was in shock. It's Navarro. Ari was in shock when Navarro was just spilling his guts.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Ted Cruz. That's true. Yeah. We squeeze box. When you wish upon a star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just getting 3 cards for this.
I found it amusing.
Yes.
Just the mental image of Trump like, please, Mr. Mouse, please.
With tears in his eyes, going, sir. I called to beg something from him, and he's like, with tears in his eyes, sir. Well, this would be a plan this would be a Republican plan.
Mm-hmm.
Hermit, Queen of Wands, High Priestess. No.
Say, Kathy, Bob Iger's back. They're not. No.
What? What did you say?
Bob Iger is back at Disney, and Iger will not know.
No. This would be Trump would like it, but he doesn't have any connections at Disney, and is what it feels like. And this is a whole standoffish Disney like, and Trump isn't sure that even if he did ask, that they would keep it secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eileen asks at 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 40 seconds. Will the Disney lawsuit against DeSantis spell the beginning of his downfall?
Oh. We need to talk about DeSantis.
Yes, we're getting there. Yes.
Oh, we got a question about DeSantis coming up. Oh. All right. This took on Disney, you moron. Look, I'm not saying Disney should have all the power in the world. I'm just saying.
No. But here's the thing. DeSantis has merch out that he's selling at rallies with his name in Disney font. Now, you can ask anybody on Etsy who will tell you they will come for him. Mm-hmm. They will come for him and then some, because they are very territorial about their trademarks and their fonts and whatever. And so all he's doing is building a better case for him, because they could show it's all politically motivated. He has no respect for them as a corporation, about the laws and da-da-da-da. So, yeah. But is it going to end up biting him in the butt and be the beginning of the end? So
I don't know if this is the beginning of the end for him, but he's going to bite him. Card for the reading is this Eight of Pentacles. He thinks he's got it all sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
Four of Cups. So this is, let's just say DeSantis is getting a mouthful.
Mm.
And which also refers to the next question we're going to be asking about DeSantis.
But I'm gathering all that right now.
Thank you. This is a High Priestess, which can be secret or higher wisdom. And then the Five of Wands here is rancor, especially among the far right. So, and these are minor arcana. This is his glorious plan, minor arcana. Him getting a mouthful, minor arcana. Trying to stir up the right, minor arcana. Higher wisdom, right in the middle. So, yeah, he's got some. He's it's not going to go well for him. But as far as what's actually going to end his reign of cruelty and terror, I think there's other stuff. Because the other thing that Sarah's sorting out right now, let me tell you.
Yes.
Oh, I thought my head was going to explode this morning.
So, a little bit of background information.
Yeah, I did not know any of this.
Who remembers years ago, like about a decade or so ago?
15 years?
Bush was still there. Yeah, it was 15, the end of W. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 15 years
when
ago.
It came out about the enhanced interrogation and everything at Guantanamo Bay and how they were treating all those prisoners there. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And how embarrassing it was, and how W could technically, it's that kind of stuff that when people talk about going after him and, Cheney Sr. and for war criminal status, I mean, it's that kind of stuff right there. So reporters were asking DeSantis what he knew or did when he was at Guantanamo Bay then.
Why was he at Guantanamo?
Because he was in the service, wasn't he? And let me double check.
He was in the service and he was stationed at Guantanamo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't there a video?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Janelle says he was a JAG lawyer?
Yeah, when speaking at the Museum of Tolerance in Jerusalem, Israel, DeSantis responded to a reporter who questioned him about the accusations he was present when inmates were subject to force feeding while at Guantanamo. He was in Israel on April 27th as part of his overseas trade mission.
Okay. I can run both of these.
Okay.
So
So what was he involved in there?
Because this is, hang on, let me share this. This is the original. This is a video from a number of years ago.
Things that would happen is the thing you notice the day you get down there is for these detainees, the jihad was still ongoing, and they would wage jihad any way they can. Now they're in a facility, so it's limited, but some of the things they would do hunger strikes, and you actually had 3 detainees that committed suicide with hunger strikes. So everything at that time was legal in nature one way or another. So the commander wants to know, how do I combat this? So one of the jobs of the legal advisor would be like, hey, you actually can force feed. Here's what you can do. Here's kind of the rules of that.
So during the feeding.
And then it's details about how that went down. So then
It's about as pleasant as you can expect. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is that is, if you listen to closely what he just said, it was the people saying, what can we do? And he was all about the law and saying, oh, well, you can force feed them. Okay, so a reporter just yesterday, day before, very
recent on the 27th. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yesterday, asked him
he's
about
still
this.
Overseas, so yeah.
He's overseas. Yeah. Okay. And this is in Newsweek, and this is what happened.
No, not all that's BS. No, totally BS. Yeah. Who said that? How would they know me? Okay, think about that. Do you honestly believe that's credible? So this is 2006. I'm a junior officer. Do you honestly think that they would have remembered me from Adam? Of course not. They're just trying to get into the news because they know people like you will consume it because it fits your preordained narrative that you're trying to spin.
Yes. So people recognized him from back there. What do you have to say about people who say they recognized you from back at Guantanamo? And that's why he's like, well, they wouldn't recognize me. It's 2006. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I was in Guantanamo, I'd remember the faces of everybody.
Yes, Lisa, as my husband would say, the lady doth protest too much. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Lucky girl. FYI, records showed DeSantis' duties in the Navy included a physical fitness coordinator, a recruiting officer, and assistant urinalysis coordinator. Well, that's up close and personal. Yeah.
Mm.
So I guess he wasn't the lawyer there, but. Wow.
It's kind of worse because that puts him in a position where he would have had interaction with it's gone from the one who advised people to do stupid things to being the one who was in physical proximity to do stupid things. So then
see things.
Mm-hmm.
And see things and do nothing and say nothing. And you saw the earlier video from 2018. There was no empathy there.
Mm-hmm.
There was no empathy there. And he was talking like he was more important.
Yeah.
No, but he was talking like he was more important than he actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lola Bell. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to repeat it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's in chat. Yeah,
it's in chat if you feel up to it. But I know there can be little ears hearing, so we won't. Oh my gosh! If he was a part of that, clean up on aisle everything. No. I mean, like he needs to clean up this mess.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Knight of Cups, 10 of Swords, 5 of Cups, King of Swords, 2 of Swords. This is so gross.
This is
usually-
your notice to get your sage bumpet.
Yeah, really.
Just kind of just chunk it up there.
There. This is usually cups are medical. So Knight of Cups would be active medical care. 10 of Swords. Ouch. 5 of Cups. More medical care, but disappointment. King of Swords. And 2 of Swords. These are some legal decisions. Lisa says, all of a sudden book banning doesn't seem as bad by comparison. I'm wondering why this is not widely known. Will this sink his presidential candidacy? Ace of Swords. Truth hurts. Entertainment only, YouTube. Sun. 4 of Swords. Page of Swords. 6 of Cups. 5 of Wands. Well, the card for the reading is the card of Truth. And we've got Major Arcana, but it's Major Arcana of the Sun. Things coming to light. 4 of Swords. Everything went quiet for a long time. This is him. This is a brat. This is someone doing whatever they want, believing they can do whatever they want. This is 6 of Cups, which is all of us with. That's a whole lot of lemonade. That's a whole lot of tea.
Tea, yes.
It's all there. And then it ends with the 5 of Wands, which is rancor on the right. Well, Melissa Miller says, so it says DeSantis' Navy experience focused on his legal work as a young Harvard-trained lawyer and officer.
There's a lot of conflicting reports about what he did, but we know he was there and we know he saw some stuff. And he either participated or he authorized, depending on what narrative you're looking at. Either way, it's not good. If he has to get this defensive about somebody asking him if he could be recognized, take from that what you will.
Yeah, lucky
Regardless
girl.
of- yeah.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Lucky Girl says, if interested in Midas Touch's video, Ron DeSantis' secret Navy past exposed and he's a total fraud. It came out a month ago. Well, I know what I'm watching today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that link.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly B, no, it wouldn't be that. But it would be potentially
Mm-hmm.
other stuff. But anyway, okay.
Okay. So, looking at the time, we have time for one more question, or do you want to wrap it up?
No, let's do one more if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind at all.
Oh, and I just want to throw out there, I don't mean any disrespect, but I don't read on the royals.
Right.
I mean, occasionally I think I've read on Charles or something just because he's king, which is not a ton of power, but still the monarch of Great Britain. But as far as like the relationships and that kind of stuff, I don't go there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Betty Cantrell, DeSantis said he was a fighter pilot? No.
Somebody watched Top Gun. Whew.
Okay.
Okay. Let's look Okay. This one doesn't make me hate life as much as the rest. So we're grabbing this one.
Don't hate. Oh, my friend, my best friend. Don't hate life.
Not hate life, but hate people. Okay, at 125.10, Serena asks, Washington State signs an assault weapon ban.
Yes. Yay.
Will it withstand the upcoming court battles?
Please.
Right.
And are there going to be fewer mass school shootings?
Yes. Thank God.
Will it be able to prove that we don't need assault weapons on the streets? You don't need cannons either.
Mm-hmm. No.
Lady Eva says that is why God gave us cats. That's awesome. 7 of Swords. Thief, stealing lives with weapons. All right. 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, 10 of Swords, Emperor, 5 of Swords. Ooh, boy. This okay. It's 6 of Pentacles. The gun manufacturers have been buying and selling the Republican Party for a long time. And the far right have run with this. And I would like to state again for the record, I know I've said this many times, but as far as running with it and what have you, and if you choose to have your Christmas card family portrait where you put assault weapons in the hands of your children and then take a picture of that and send that out as your Christ Mass card, you have lost the plot. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So they've run with it. 10 of Swords. The amount of grief and suffering because of these stupid things being out there is heinous. And the Emperor, this is how it's been. It's been a part of patriarchy. And there's going to be a carve out. This is insult to injury usually, but this feels like it's actually just a carve out of what's been kind of a monolith, even though it's all kind of pieced together. There's a carve out, a big carve out in this. And that weakens this way things have been done. So bless them. Does it spread across the country? Well, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, did you all know about this thing with DeSantis? Because I did not know this.
I didn't.
And I keep up with the news pretty well, I thought. Ace of Wands, 8 of Cups, Queen of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Slowly. I think it could. I think it could spread, but it'll be slowly. And there will be and it won't be in red states. That's for darn sure. It'll be a slog, but amongst blue states, I think some of this could spread. But in the red states, they just double down and triple down and kill their own people. Okay.
But there is, we will end saying that as of right now, there is at least one state. There are more. There are others. I know California, if I'm not mistaken. There is another state. There is another landmass within ours that is safer for ourselves and our children. So that makes me happy.
Yep.
So yay! And we'll get there.
Yeah.
It's going to take a second. We're going to get there.
Absolutely. And I cannot thank you enough for coming on today. These were gnarly questions, and you are always so much fun and such a sweetheart, and just the bestest friend anybody could have. So thank you.
Aw. Well, thank you.
And thank you everybody for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, exactly, Serena. Small progress is still progress. Yep.
That's right.
It
We'll
is
take it.
one. Yes. I'm sorry. Oh, don't mean to interrupt you. It is 1:45 p.m. here in Chicago. That's going to do it for us for today. Today is Friday. Tomorrow night is the monthly Patreon social. So, links in the description if you want to come on, and we'll talk. And you're on screen. 8, 9 other people. We're all on screen. We're all talking. The people in the chat as well, and we all talk and hang out and do readings, and that's from 8 to 10 p.m. tomorrow night, last Saturday evening of every month. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year for free. And that should do it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Miss Sarah. And don't forget, you are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. There really are. All right.
Absolutely.
So take care. I'll see you back here tomorrow.